Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Tours and Tactics with me, NEligahn. The fort we're going to be exploring today, I remembered, is probably one of my favorites. It is extremely defensible and could be very important for planning assaults. This is Jerrifer Slough. Kind of an annoying name, but as you can see here, we've got a destructible wall, two destructible walls in the front corner along with the gate. Something I noticed, and something I remembered as I watched the replay again, this wall here is not destructible, which I found to be rather odd. I double-checked it a couple of times inside, but it is not destructible, which is kind of odd, but, you know, beta's beta, as always. And as we head inside here, past that fellow, we got the supply area right there, and I double-checked, this wall is not destructible, which is very weird. You can see that plateau, and we're going to be exploring that plateau a little bit later. But we double-check here the destructible walls, and once we get into another view... Oh, first we're going to check the supply area out again. Supply depot. I try to take supply. I don't know if I've noted this before, but you can only have 10 supply at any time. There's no way to increase how much supply you can carry. We're going to pause this right here. One of the things I didn't talk about in the previous video was building a pot of boiling oil. As you can see on the video here, that's the price, that's the supply for it. I found, at least in the beta, it was extremely effective because of the massive amount of people banging against the door. But we're going to resume it and leave here, check the supply again. Oh, this is me trying to figure out if I can carry more supply. Spoiler alert, you can't carry more supply. It's always 10. Remember this. Once you use the 10, it's gone. You have to go get it someplace else. And we head up the stairs here. And we're going to pay a nice quick visit to where the Keep Lord is. And we're going to pause it right here. One of the things I haven't touched on too much in these discussions of tactics is defending the Keep Lord. Obviously you want to do that. But if you notice on this area here, there is a beeline for him. Basically you go from the gate, up the ramp, and to the Keep Lord. Now defenders, ranged defenders especially, will want to be positioned on that far platform, pretty much because you can fire on anybody coming up the ramp. Melee is probably going to want to be defending him from this position, about where I'm standing. You can hide behind line of sight on either side of the pillars there, and if you have melee, then you can spam melee. If you have melee spells, you can spam melee spells. In the meantime, anybody who's still on the walls should be firing their ranged items on what's probably going to be a massive Zerg attacking this area. Defend the Keep Lord. That is the lesson here. Going to resume. And we're going to head out onto this plateau here. Okay. Look at that view down there. As you can see, and as you saw in the approach, this key particularly has a very direct approach to it. A very narrow approach, which allows you more time to fire on them, using the ballistas and the arrow carts that we talked about in the last video. You want to focus them down, and if you can do as much damage on their way there, keep them in combat, makes it a lot easier to kill them from the top of the wall. Resuming. That nice bridge there, I'm going to pause again. And we got the destructible wall. Now, having not practiced it myself yet, to gauge the distance of siege weapons like the catapults and the trebuchet, I can't exactly tell currently how effective setting up a catapult or trebuchet on the other side of the river would be, especially since I can't quite be sure if knocking down that wall would open up a wide enough area of attack. It's always good to open up another avenue. Gives the defender something to focus on. You have to split their attention, do all that sort of stuff. But you'll still have that narrow corridor you have to go up. In a few of the previous keeps, they had a more wide open area on the sides, which meant you could destroy the wall and have a much wider area to spread out. There wasn't a way for the defenders to focus fire with arrow carts. Here they still can, especially if you have arrow carts set up on this platform here, which, of course, this platform is great to set up arrow carts on. Arrow carts, ballistas, anything you really want. Heck, maybe even a trebuchet if you want to be really fancy. And as we resume, take more fancy looks at the walls here. Setting up siege weapons on those areas there would be most effective. But that might be another reason to set up a catapult there, to ensure that they don't set up siege weapons in that area. And as we head down the stairs, we head to what is probably my favorite feature of this keep. And that is this lovely plateau right here. This plateau is important for two reasons, and as we get into position, I will show you why it is important for both attackers and defenders. And not yet, still looking around, and we're being attacked by tree foliage, because I wasn't smart enough to zoom in the camera. And turn the view. Got the nice map, which we'll use in the summary. We're going to explore Gear-Stik clearing in the next episode. Looking at the tower, very nice tower. I guess I got lost. Very difficult to get lost. Oh, I'm not that dumb. Tell me I'm not that dumb. Okay, and pause. That is the Lowlands Keep. As you can notice, you can target the walls from this plateau. That makes this keep here a valuable possession for either the attackers or the defenders. From this plateau, you can set up catapults and trebuchets to take down those walls. And that can be extremely effective, especially if you control this keep here, which you probably will since you have access to the plateau. And you can just walk right into this keep right here. And if you even have somebody attacking the underwater gates that we showed in the last video, then you've got even more avenues of attack to head in there. This is an important location. It is very vital that those who own Lowlands Keep own this tower. And it is also very important that if you want to own Lowlands Keep, that you own this tower. Not only does it give you a staging point right outside Lowlands Keep, but it also gives you a way to attack it directly. And as we resume our walk around the plateau here, oh god, I love this tower so much. It's so perfect. Lots of avenues of attack, lots of defending points. You could set up so many arrow carts on this plateau and just rain death and destruction down on everybody trying to bang down this door. I mean, come on. How awesome would that look if you had 5 or 6 arrow carts just sitting right here, just firing down, and there's not a thing that the attackers can do about it. As I keep emphasizing, positioning, setup. Think about where you're putting things. Don't just put things along the wall. You can just spam arrow carts up here. Arrow carts, ballistas, set ballistas up on the walls, and just hone in on that gate. And since that other wall's not destructible, though that might be a bug. If it's a bug, we'll worry about it later. But currently, that far wall is not destructible. The wall to the right of the gate is. So if they're setting up trebuchets and such, set up your siege weapons to take out their trebuchets. Now, not being sure of the range of a ballista, feasibly you might be able to set one up on the plateau and hit any siege weapons attacking the far wall, but I'm not sure on that, and I don't want to make any guarantees at this point. So, we're going to go over the map real quick. You've got 3 main areas of attack for Jerrifer Slough. You have the front gate, the front wall, and the side wall. Now, sieging the side wall could be difficult if you don't own Lowlands Keep. This is such a nicely defensible position, but I'm pretty sure that the wall that isn't currently, I didn't find to be attackable presently, will probably be attackable, because that would be this keep's main weakness. But I love the plateau positioning, and if you look, it could feasibly give you a firing point down on Golanta Clearing, which will be our first supply depot visit in our next episode. And it's just such a nice keep. I love this one so much. And so, as we resume the end of the video, that is it for this episode. And we're going to move on to Golanta Clearing. Until next time, my friends, game on and take care.